Hello again, Galui's Mood Foodies. I'm Julius and this is Paula.
And you're watching another webisode of Galui's Mood Food.
Y'all stick around because we're going to tempt your taste buds.
We're going green. Hey everyone, welcome to Galui's Mood Food. We said we were going to go green today, hence the green. And our green is in the form of a cream of celery soup. Okay? We took the pasta water that we had used to do our tortellini, and your pasta water isn't exactly water. It's a pasta stock. We always use stock in place of. It just adds more of a robust flavor, and it by far better than water, bouillon, you know. So we used a stock in this, and we also use bouillon, but this will keep up to 3 days in your fridge. So we had roughly about a quart and a half of liquid. This is a 3-quart saucepan, so I put some more of the liquid bouillon or stock into it, and I added some dry bouillon. I added some chopped dehydrated onions. I added more black pepper because there was black pepper in there initially. Okay, I added more onion powder because there was onion powder in there initially. And there was garlic in there. Didn't add any more garlic. Don't need it. Okay, preemptively chopped celery. Nice big bowl, several cups full for this dish. And didn't want to waste all that time on showing you how to chop it and everything. But I'm just going to do the difference here to show you. You don't want huge pieces. But the reason why you don't want them too huge, even though it is going to be a cream of celery, we're going to take some of this out after it starts cooking and gets to that tender point. We're going to take a couple scoopfuls of this celery out, and we're going to set it aside, and then we're going to cream the rest, and we'll show you how to do that. But right now this is just starting to get rolling here. I'm going to finish this up and we'll be back in just a few, so stay tuned to Galui's Mood Food. Okay everybody, we're back. Our stock has begun to have a very low boil. We're going to put in our roughly 2.5 to 3 cups of celery that we had sliced into the stock. It smells beautiful already, it really does. So you're going to be excited to see the finished product and how much you get out of this for your money's worth. You buy them little cans, ain't the same. I used to, because I was afraid to do soups, cream soups. And then I became unafraid. Hey, you got to take a chance, you got to take a risk, you got to do it. See what works, see what doesn't. And I will be back to see you in just a few minutes. We're going to get this going to a simmer. We're going to let the celery get tender. We're going to check on it in just a little bit, but keep it at a simmer and let that celery get tender. And check on it. We will be back. We are green today, and the green is the celery. I dressed the part. Stay tuned with Mood Food. Hey everybody, welcome back. We're on to the next phase of our cream of celery soup. It's been on at a medium simmer, not a boil, just a medium simmer for about 15 minutes. The celery is tender. Now what you want to do from here is, oh, look at that beautiful green. Take about a scoop. Scoop and a half out, somewhere in that nature. Take that out, set that aside. Alright, we have here, it's in a measuring cup, but it's really not measured, okay? We have roughly 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, okay? And instead of adding water to this, we're going to add milk. And you do it in here and not in your pan or your saucepan, because it'll lump up on you. So mix this in here, get it to a nice consistency. You don't want it real runny, but you don't want it so thick that your fork can't pass through it. So mix it up nicely here. And it takes a little bit to get the lumps out of it. And if you need to, and it's a little too thin, add a little more cornstarch. A little too thick, add a little more of the cream. We use half and half. We use whole milk sometimes, or we use a combination of both. But we're using half and half right now. And I'm going to add just a little bit more of the cornstarch in here. Just a little bit. This is looking a little too thin for me. Mix that in. Alright, you want to cut your heat off of that right now. Off of your celery and your stock. Alright, that's pretty nice consistency right there. Make sure all your lumps are out. It's looking pretty good to me. So I'm going to set that aside. Now you got yourself a blender. Alright, here comes the tricky part. This is very, very, very hot. So watch when you use your blender. Don't fill it up all the way with your soup. You want to ladle in or pour in, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to go ahead and ladle. And our stock and our celery. Again, very hot. You don't want this all the way to the top because it expands and it's going to blow up on you. There we go. Now we have probably about a ladle full left of stock and just a little bit of celery in here, and that's fine. Leave that right in there. Now you're going to put your lid on and you're going to get a hand towel and you're going to put it over it and hold that lid down tight because you don't want to burn yourself and it will come up and out at you. So keep that lid on tight. Start out at a low pulse. Just a couple of times. See how it's coming up already? It's wanting to push that lid off. Don't let it. Pulse it a couple of times. is about up to here. It's risen, it's gone all the way to the top. You can feel the heat on your hand, so that's the reason why you don't want to fill it all the way up. Okay, I think everything's blended well. Let's see, you got some celery and some of the stock come through the top at you. That's the reason for the hand towel. Save yourself from a burn. Because look at the steam coming off of it. Very, very hot. Now you want to cut your heat to probably about a medium to a medium high. We're going to pour this back in. You want to get that going pretty good. I'm just going to push this off to the side right here. I'm going to set this down in there. Get the lid off to the side. Do a little cleanup action there. Now my starch to me, maybe a little thin. That's why I said it's an eyeball thing. So you just add a little bit more at a time. See where it gets you. Alright. While this is boiling, this is what you do here. Check your cornstarch out and see if it's right where you need it to be. Again, you don't want it real runny, and you don't want it extremely thick that you can't work with it, that your fork won't go through it. Add a hair more. Alright, now it's getting to a nice consistency here for me. Get those edges scraped. And you don't want any lumps in this. And this is so hot already from before that it's starting to get a nice soft boil on it. We're going to turn it down just a little bit. We're going to add that celery that we had taken out earlier. So you got some good texture in there for the cream. Pardon me. Alright. No lumps in the starch. Get yourself back up to a boil here. And this is beautiful. Very, very, very hearty dish. Don't be afraid to make it. I once was, now look at me. I took a chance. So take a chance and make the dish, and you'll be extremely pleased. It's better than anything that could ever come out of a can, okay? Anything. Now we're going to get a whisk here. And get one out. Alright, we're at a nice boil here. Not too heavy. Cut the heat just a hair. Start adding your cornstarch and your half and half mixture. A little bit at a time. Little bit, little bit, little bit. See where that gets you. Might need all of it. See, it starts thickening up on you. Cut off that one. And it starts getting to a really nice, thicker consistency. That's what you want. So, I need that whole bowl full that I mixed up. Now you want to cut your heat back because it's thick and it's wanting to bubble and boil on you. We're going to let this go for maybe another 2-3 minutes. We are watching Galui's Mood Food. Stay tuned. We'll be right back and we'll show you how this looks when we're done. We're going to boil it up for you, put it in a beautiful big bowl, and you'd love it. You will love it. Guaranteed. Stay tuned. Hey, we're back. This is where your milk mixture, your cream mixture, and your starch, your cornstarch, starts thickening up, if I can say the words. We cut the heat. We had it going for a little bit, but we cut the heat, but it'll get a little thicker on you because the starch does. Cornstarch thickens everything. Beautiful thing though for a cream soup. Got some extra cream. Add a little bit at a time to get to that right consistency. And that, my friends, is a deliciously beautiful, very aromatic cream of celery soup. I'm going to ladle us up a bowl here so you can see what I'm talking about. And it was that easy to make. So check this out. Oh, got a little on the edge. No problem. Now you got a whole 3-quart pot of this by the time you're done adding everything. Wipe this room a little bit. I'm going to get a spoon. Not just a little spoon. I'm going to go for a big spoon. Look at that. Now doesn't that beat a can of cream of celery soup any day of the week? You can make it too. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Galui's Mood Food. We'll see you again real soon. Take care.
She meets her someone where no one will know. A place hearts and tears fall like rain. And she spends too much time alone with a man who's never home, who never took the time to say how he felt if she would stay. And she's just feeling good about a bad situation, making the most of it. She don't